I'm gonna leave the capital and head far west, or maybe north. Haven't decided yet.
Wait a second.
Yeah, I heard it's hard to get into the South Kingdom, so one of those two. I don't like cold weather, so I'd personally recommend heading westward.
Hold on. What are you...
Thing is, this could turn out to be a really long journey. And I know this is a last-minute decision, so it won't be easy to pull off.
Subaru, wait.
Huh?
The way you're talking, it sounds like you're serious about this. As if you really want to try and go to another country that isn't Lagunica. Oh, knowing you, it must be because you've had another great idea about what our next move should be. Something to help Miss Amelia and Lord Roswaal. That's it, right?
That's not what this is, Rem.
Huh?
There's nothing I can do in the capital. And I'd be every bit as powerless if I headed back to the mansion. That's what I figured out. So again, run away with me. Please, Rem. Staying here is not an option. That's what everyone's been telling me this whole time. I didn't want to believe that it was true, so I denied it with all my might. But yeah, they were right. No one ever needed me around for anything.
No, that's not...
It's a cold, hard fact! It's been plainly spelled out for me, over and over again. That's why I've decided to just disappear. It's for the best. Anything I do will just lead to a dead body. Or maybe more, depending on what happens. I've had enough of all this. Let's run, Rem. You and I can't stay here. We shouldn't be in this country!
But this is all so sudden, I can't think straight.
I'm sorry it's coming from out of nowhere, I really am, but we don't have time. I know it's not fair to ask. But you must make a choice.
What do you mean?
Choose me, or choose someone else, but you have to choose. Let's get a dragon-drawn carriage and head west. We'll leave Lagunica and go far west to Kararagi, was it? We'll buy a little house and live there together. Even if bad things happen, I can keep going if you're there. Just having someone waiting at home for me with a smile. No matter how tired I am, if I know you're waiting for me, I can make it through anything. So please, choose me! 'Cause if you do, I'll give you all that I have for the rest of my life. I'm begging you. Let's run away from here. Live out your life with me!
Subaru. Look, I'm sorry, but I can't run away with you. We have a plan. I mean, we're supposed to sit around and laugh together as we talk about the future, remember?
I remember. And maybe we can't laugh now, but, you know, once we start, once we actually get moving, then I bet we can both find a way—
I thought about it too, you know. We would arrive in Kararagi and rent a place to stay. As long as we had a home and some work, we could manage to get by somehow. Fortunately, thanks to the graciousness of Lord Roswaal, I've received a formal education, so I think it would be easy for me to find some kind of work, even in Kararagi. You, on the other hand, might have to do manual labor, or maybe just take care of things around whatever work I have, like an assistant or something. Once the two of us had a stable income, we could look for a better place to live. In the meantime, you could study, for maybe a year or two, so that you'd be able to go out and find a decent job, something that would benefit from your creativity. We would go to work, spend our evenings together, and once we had enough money, we could buy a house. Maybe even open up a little shop of our very own. After all, Kararagi is a pretty thriving town, so I'm sure we could earn a living on one of your fanciful ideas. And once our jobs were on track, it's embarrassing to say, but we could have a baby. The child would be half demon and half human, so I'm sure it would be feisty. But I know that they would be completely adorable, whether we ended up with a boy, a girl, twins, or even triplets. I'm sure that it wouldn't be all fun and games and good times, and I know not everything would work out exactly the way I imagined it. I mean, the two of us might end up having only daughters and no sons. So if you were hoping to pass down your family name, you might end up being disappointed with that.
Rem,
But either way, you've no need to worry. Even when the children grow up and reach the age where they might begin to treat you coldly, I'll still be right there by your side. In the neighborhood, we'll be known as a couple of old romantic lovebirds. The kind who still laugh and flirt with each other after so many years. Growing old together.
Then why don't...
I would feel bad for doing such a thing to you, but I would prefer to die before you if possible. I want to die quietly in the home we'd made together, lying on our bed with your hand in mine, surrounded by our children and their children, and I'd say, I lived such a happy life. Then, with all you there, take my last breath. If I could do that, I'd end my life so happily. So very happily.
I don't understand. Then why, Rem? If you want it that badly, then why can't...
Because you're not smiling. If you really wanted that future, one with the two of us growing old together, I would die so happy. I would love a future like that with you. And knowing you truly care enough about me to want me there with you when you run away, leaving everything behind, makes me happy from the bottom of my heart. But I'm afraid I can't do it. Because I know that if we ran away together now, the Subaru I'd be leaving behind would be the Subaru that I love most.